Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel Bloom with Books. I'm Anusha. Today I'm going to review one of my favorite books, that's Verity by Colleen Hoover. I'm so in love with this book and I really enjoyed reading this. This was amazing. This book blew my mind. Let me read you the first line of this book. I hear the crack of his skull before the spattering of blood reaches me. Can you imagine any book can start with such kind of line? It did hit hard to me when I started this book. The first line itself is here how it goes. Lauren Ashley meets with this accident and she is in shock. A guy helps her clean up and lends his shirt and they have some conversation. Lauren Ashley is a struggling writer with financial issues and she is late for her interview. So she is trying to hurry up. The agent who is supposed to introduce Lauren to the publisher is none other than her ex-boyfriend Corey. So when she visits the interview hall, surprisingly, she meets the guy who helped her. It's none other than Jeremy Crawford, husband of Verity Crawford, who is a very well known author. Verity is bedridden due to some accident and her series needs to be continued. They are here to hire Lowen to continue and work as a co author for Verity. At first, Lauren doubts herself whether she could meet the expectations or not, and she rejects this offer. After conversation with Jeremy and also keeping her financial situation in mind, she accepts for this job. So Lauren is expected to visit Verity's house and go through all her notes, her studies, to know how Verity thinks and to understand her perspective so that Lauren could be a successful co author for Verity's books. When Lauren visits Verity's house, she meets Crew, April, along with Jeremy. Crew is Jeremy and Verity's son, and April is their maid. Lauren is stunned by Verity's office and their house. As Lauren starts working on her studies, she finds a manuscript written by Verity. At first, she tries not to read that, but curiosity is the thing. It doesn't stop you. And she starts reading the manuscript written by Verity. As she keeps on reading the manuscript, it becomes very dark and creepy. As Lauren reads Verity's manuscript, the first few chapters tells about how Verity and Jeremy met and fell in love and how did they marry. Verity is so obsessed with Jeremy that she thinks her children might snatch the love Jeremy had to Verity. What mother could think in that way? She's so obsessed that she tries to abort her kids, but from God's grace, nothing happens to those kids. After reading all this, Lauren finds it very disturbing and she keeps questioning what kind of a person Verity might be. She thinks whether she should show this manuscript to Jeremy and then she keeps it to herself. Jeremy and Verity had twin daughters and they both were dead. Chastin and Harper are Verity's twin daughters. At first, Verity doesn't like any of her kids, but later on, she somehow likes Chastin but not Harper, the kid with a scar. Verity thinks that Harper is planning to harm Chastin. I don't know how she thinks that. She tries to kill Harper to save Chastin, but unfortunately, Chastin dies first. And Verity thinks that Harper was the reason Chastin died. It doesn't make any sense for me. And Verity is so obsessed with Jeremy that she fakes her second pregnancy just to get intimate with Jeremy. Unfortunately, later on, she really gets pregnant. So one day, she takes Harper and Crew on a boat and she tries to kill Harper and she succeeds. And she fakes that it was an accident and makes Jeremy believe that she tried to save Harper but she couldn't. Lowen gets really disturbed by reading all these manuscripts. Even now, she thinks she wants to inform Jeremy about all this. But as she knows that Jeremy has been through a lot, she stops herself. One day, when Lowen and Jeremy are there in private space, Loven sees that Verity is standing upstairs and she's staring Jeremy and Loven, which freaks her out, and she shouts and pushes Jeremy away, and she tells that she saw Verity, but Jeremy is not believing her. And she, out of frustration, and she gave up, and she gives the manuscript to Jeremy for him to read. And when he reads, he becomes so angry that he runs to Verity's room and he shouts at her. Verity slowly gets up and sits. This freaked me out, really. And Jeremy is so angry. He strangles her neck and tries to kill her. Lovin runs to the room and she tries to stop this. Jeremy's anger is out of control. Lovin helps Jeremy to kill Verity. After some days, Lovin is pregnant with Jeremy's kid, and now they decide to move out of this house. Jeremy, Lovin, and crew will be a family from now on. So once they come back to pick up their items from the old house, Crew runs to his mother's room saying he wants to pick up some drawings that he drew for Verity. Lovin runs behind him, and when she is there, she sees a hole in the ground and she picks up some letters from the ground. And she's shocked to see that it's a handwritten letter from Verity to Jeremy. When I saw this as a reader, even I was freaked out. It's a letter written by Verity where she says that whatever she did, whatever she wrote, everything in manuscript was a lie, and it was just to practice writing in a villain's point of view. How can this be possible? As a reader, even I'm confused which one is true and which one is not. As Loven keeps on reading the letter, it freaks her more than the manuscripts. Verity says that Jeremy had already read her manuscripts once, and he was so angry that he tried to kill Verity. He strangled her neck and he put her in a car and make it hit the tree. But when we read this in manuscript, it was written in a way that Verity did it herself, which again makes us question what was the truth. Now I am confused here. Should I believe the manuscripts or should I believe the letters? This book is really playing with my mind. This is a really new experience for me to read this kind of book. So that was the story. Even now, I'm questioning whether Jeremy knew everything all along. The manuscript was the truth, or the letters were truth. I don't know. It's again left to the reader's imagination, I guess. It was awesome. Definitely, I'll read this book again. When I come to speak about the characters of this book, Verity's character was villainish at first, and when you read the letters, you feel she was good. That was a very big twist that we got in this book. And Lowen's character is kind of neutral here. I felt it that way. And Jeremy was a good father, and yet we questioned that did he try to kill Verity? The plot twist was really awesome. I just loved it. I was shocked, and I just kept on reading the book. I couldn't stop. I really enjoyed the plot. The writing style, it was perfect. Personally, I love the way Colin Hoover wrote this book. Dislikes about this book: 1. I wouldn't recommend this book for kids below 18 years because it had so many intimate scenes which personally I felt wasn't required. Second, there are so many cruel aspects or situations that happen in this book. As an adult, I couldn't take it. So I'm not confident kids can take this. So I wouldn't recommend this book for kids below 18 years. Definitely recommend this book for adults who are mentally very strong and love psychological thrillers. I definitely recommend this. Go for it. I'll rate this book 5 on 5. Amazing. Okay, bonus part. Let me read some lines that I really enjoyed and I freaked out while reading this. The first line. Here it goes. My body is shaking so badly. I can hear it when I breathe. Whimpers at first, but as soon as I open my eyes and I see Verity on her bed, I scream. Oh my god, this really freaked me out. This is when Lauren finds herself in Verity's bed in the morning. Okay, the second line. I lift my head to watch him, but my blood runs cold when my eyes are pulled to the figure standing at the top of the stairs. She's just standing there watching her husband. This freaked me out. This is when Lauren and Jeremy are in their private space, and suddenly Lauren finds Verity upstairs looking at them. Third line. Q's eyes flick back to mine and he pulls the knife out of his mouth for a moment, long enough to say, Mommy said I shouldn't talk to you if you ask me questions about her. The color drained from my face as he casually licks the knife again. I grip the edge of the table, my knuckles white. She, your mother, talks to you? This was a freaking terrific moment when the kid, Crew, says that he's not supposed to tell Lovin anything. That's said by Verity. The fourth line. I carry it back to the office with me and then spill it all over the floor. The cup shatters, the hot liquid splashes my legs and begins to seep under my toes, but I can't move. I'm frozen in place as I stare at the monitor. Verity is on the floor, on her hands and knees. Oh my god, this is creepy. Verity's head tilts to the side as if she heard my scream from upstairs. Even now, when I'm reading this, I'm getting creeped. I'm getting terrorized. The last line. Verity begins to shake her head adamantly. I had to Jeremy, she says, sitting up on the bed. She is getting into a defensive pose as if she is terrified of what he might do. This really creeped me out. This was the moment when Jeremy sees Verity is not bedridden. So that's about Verity by Colleen Hoover, a psychological thriller which I enjoyed a lot. Let me know whose team are you on, the manuscripts or the letter? Or what do you think about the story plot? If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And let me know your suggestions or opinions in the comment box. Meet you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.